Hello everyone, I welcome all of you in the next online class. This is our third lecture of heat and mass transfer subject. So before I proceed further, I'd like to revise the previous knowledge or previous lessons of previous classes. So in our previous classes we discussed about heat, temperature, different modes of heat transfer. There are different modes of heat transfer like conduction or convection or radiation. And this conduction means this is the heat transfer occurs through solid medium. Convection means the medium is liquid or gas, and in radiation the liquid medium is no medium is there. So this is the radiation. And in conduction we have seen the formula of Fourier's law of heat conduction, that is Q equals to minus Ka dt dx. And then convection we have seen the formula Q equals to H into A into Ts minus Tf. And then in radiation we have seen the formula Q equals to sigma A T power 4 or epsilon T power 4. So that epsilon is emissivity, emissive power of non-black body by emissive power of black body. So this all we discussed in previous classes. Now going forward, we have the conduction. So now we will be starting our lecture from conduction. Okay. So in conduction, we first remember the conduction occurs from which body medium, solid, liquid or gas. Yes, it occurs from solid medium. So mainly there are three types of solid body. One is slab or wall. Okay, one is slab or wall type. Another one is cylindrical body. Another one is spherical body. So these three are the main solid body present. So that's why we'll calculate the heat transfer through slab, heat transfer through cylinder, and heat transfer through sphere. So let's start then. So here you see the conduction is the thermal conductivity of materials. It's basically an indication of rate of flow of heat through material. If K is high, then material is good conductor of heat. If K is less, then the material is good insulator. And the formula between this behind this conduction HQ equals to minus Ka dt by dx. Okay. So I can write, if the value of A is 1, if the value of dt is 1, and if the value of dx is 1, then the value of K will be nothing but Q. Yes. So that's why I can define this K like this. Through 1 unit thickness, if the cross-sectional area is 1 unit, then amount of heat transfer due to 1 unit temperature difference will be called as thermal conductivity. So how? If through 1 unit thickness, if cross-sectional area is 1, amount of heat transfer through 1 unit temperature difference due to 1 unit temperature difference will be called as thermal conductivity. So you see, if cross-sectional area is 1 unit, temperature gradient is 1 unit, and from 1 unit thickness, the amount of heat transfer is called as thermal conductivity. And in conduction medium, the medium is solid. Yes, in solid generally consists of free electrons and atoms bound in periodic arrangement called lattice. Migration of free electrons and lattice vibration causes thermal conduction, and you have seen that thermal conductivity of pure metal is more than thermal conductivity of alloy. So remember, thermal conductivity of pure metal is more than thermal conductivity of alloy. Next, thermal conductivity of diamond is highest in the earth. Thermal conductivity of solid is more than liquid. Thermal conductivity of liquid is more than gas. If temperature decreases, then thermal conductivity of gas is increased, and if temperature increases, then thermal conductivity of liquid is decreased, and exceptions is water and glycerin. And thermal conductivity of diamond is found as 2300 watt per meter Kelvin, and thermal conductivity of air is 0.026 watt per meter Kelvin. Now we will find out the conduction analysis. So in conduction, I told you already that it is nothing but the solid body. Medium is solid body, and in solid medium we have mainly three types of object: slab, cylinder and sphere. So first, in objectives of conduction analysis, we'll discuss about to determine the variation of temperature with respect to location and time throughout body. To determine variation of temperature with respect to location means at what place the temperature of body is how much, how this temperature varies with the with respect to location, with respect to distance. So at this distance the temperature of body is this much, at this distance the temperature of body is this much. So how do you define, or how do you find out the temperature value, or or a heat transfer, that we will analyze right now. So here you see general heat conduction equation in Cartesian coordinate. So if you look at this diagram very clearly or very carefully, you see this is a 3D slab or 3D body. So in this 3D wall or 3D chamber, the three dimensions are x, y and z direction. Both these all these x, y, z directions are in perpendicular to each other. Now you see through x direction, if through x directions heat is transferred, means through x direction heat is transferred, then the entry point of heat will be in which wall? So you have, I'll just tell you all the walls. You have x, y wall, you have x, z wall, you have y, z wall. So these three walls, and opposite also you have three walls. So you have x, y wall at the bottom, at the top you have x, y wall, at the side of the chamber you have x, z wall, and at the opposite side of the wall you have x, z wall, and the front of the chamber you have y, z wall. At the opposite end of the end of front you have YZ wall. Now from which wall the heat flows if the heat is transferred in x direction? So you see the heat entry point, the value Qx will be from Y and Z wall. Okay, so from YZ wall heat flows, and then again it goes down, again it comes out of the chamber from YZ wall through x or dx thickness, or through dx thickness of the chamber, Qx plus dx. Now if Qy heat transferred through dy distance, so if this dy distance heat is transferred, then from where the heat will flow, or from where the heat comes? Heat will come at xz direction. Again heat go back, or heat goes out in xz direction. Same, if Qz heat flows through dz thickness, then it will come from the bottom. Okay, it will come from the bottom, means xy wall. Again it will go from the top, xy wall. So this is the diagram. I hope you already understood. Now going forward, T is the temperature at initial and changes along x, y, z direction. Okay, so suppose Qx amount of energy comes at the entry, and then after temperature change it goes out of the wall. The value of then Qx changes to Qx plus dx. Okay, so like that. So you see delta T changes through unit distance delta x. So the value of temperature gradient we can write is del T by del x. Okay, now what is the thickness? So this del T by del x temperature gradient is for only one unit thickness. Now how much is the thickness of the chamber? Dx thickness, because I am calculating for 3 dimensions. So for one x dimension with dx thickness, temperature gradient will be del T by del x into dx. So the final temperature I can write it as T plus del T by del X into dx. So this is in X direction. So now according to Fourier's law, so why Fourier's law? Because the medium is solid. If the medium is solid, then we have to apply Fourier's law. What is the Fourier's law? So initially with dt time, we see the value of Qx is minus Kx. What is Kx? Thermal conductivity in X direction, X dimension. Into A is the cross-sectional area. Now which area you will take? See, area means you have to take in which wall it is entered. You see, it is entered in YZ wall. So we have to multiply the area dy multiply dz. Okay. So Kx into A into del T by del X into dt time. So then I can replace the value of area. So I can write minus Kx into dy into dz into del T del X into dt. Now you see, after this dx thickness, if the heat comes out of the chamber, then the value of Q will be Qx plus dx. So what is this Qx plus dx? Qx plus dx is Qx plus some amount of heat will be accumulated or some amount of heat is added. Now what is the amount of heat? That is nothing but del x of Qx into dx. Why multiply by dx? Because with the unit dx thickness it is changed. So del x of Qx into dx. Now how much heat is accumulated in x direction? You see, we can write this Qx equals to Qx minus Qx plus dx. So Qx plus dx, again I can simplify into Qx plus del x of Qx into dx. Okay. Now if I remove the bracket, then it comes Qx minus del x of Qx into dx. Now this Qx minus Qx, I can cancel this two term and I can write minus del x of Qx. Now what is the value of Qx? Qx I can write minus Kx into A. A means the cross-sectional area. Now you see from where the heat comes, from y and z direction heat is coming. So that's why the area is dy into dz into del t by del x into dt, because dt time into dx. Now minus and minus plus, then kx is a variable. So dx, dy, dz and dt, these terms are constant. That's why I can take it outside. So I can write dx y dy into dz into dt into del x of kx into del t del x. Now same way heat accumulated in y direction. So how can you write this? Qy equals to qi minus qy plus dy. So what is this qy? Qy comes in which direction? So it is flowing in y dimension. That means it must be entered in x and z dimension, x and z wall. So, and when it goes out of the chamber, it goes out in qy plus dy. So I can write qy minus qy plus del y of qy into dy. Now if I remove the bracket, then it comes qy minus del y of qy into dy. Now you see qy and qy, I can cancel this two term and I can write minus del y of, in place of qy I can replace the value ky into a into del t del y dt and multiply dy. Now which area you will take? So I told you already it is in x and z dimension or z wall. So you can write dx into dz. So that's what I have written, minus del y of minus ky into dx dz into del t del y into dt into dy. So finally we can write dx into dy into dz into dt into del y of ky into del t del y. So next we'll see the heat accumulated in z direction. So you see, we can write qz minus qz plus dz same way. So we can finally write dx into dy into dz into dt into del z of kz into del t del z. So these are the heat accumulation in x, in y and in z dimension. Now if heat accumulation occurs, now there is a possible chance of heat generation. So we assume that the heat generation per unit volume per unit time is Qz. Unit is watt per meter cube. So total heat generated will be how much? Qz multiply with total volume. So what is the total volume in the chamber? Dx, dy and dz. So I can write dx into dy into dz. Multiply with time, because total heat generation per unit volume per unit time is Qg. So heat generated will be Qg multiply volume multiply time. So I can write Qg multiply dx, dy, dz multiply dt. Now what is the total heat from body? So the formula already I know, mCp delta T. So what is this M? Mass of body. What is Cp? Cp is the specific heat capacity of body. And what is delta T? The temperature difference between body. So finally we can write mass means what we can know? Density into volume. So I can replace this mass with density means rho multiply volume. So volume of body is dx, dy, dz. So rho into dx into dy into dz into Cp into the temperature change. It's in unsteady state. That's why I write del T by del T into for dt time. So multiply by dt. So finally we get rho into dx, dz, dy into C into del T into dt. So finally if we balance these three equations, then we can write heat accumulated in all direction plus heat generated will be equals to total heat. So what is the heat accumulated in all direction? In first x direction, how much? Dx, dy, dz, dt del x of kx del t del x. In y direction, plus dx, dy, dz, dt into del y of ky into del t del y, plus in z direction dx, dy, dz, dt into del z of kz into del t by del z, plus heat generated. So what is the value? Qg into dx, dy, dz into dt equals to total heat how much? Rho into dx, dy, dz into dt into C into del t by del t. So now from the left hand side, if I take this dx, dy, dz into dt common, so within bracket it is there del x of kx into del t by del x plus del y of ky del t by del y plus del z of kz into del t by del z plus, now you see Qg and then bracket closed equals to rho into dx, dy, dz into dt into C del t by del t. Now if the body is homogeneous, means at each and every dimension the value of thermal conductivity is same. So we can write kx, ky, kz all are same is Ka. So I can replace the value here dx, dy, dz into dt within bracket del x of, now k, in place of kx I am replacing with k into del t by del x plus del y of k into del t del y plus del z of k into del t del z plus Qg equals to rho into dx, dy, dz into dt into C del t by del t. Now from right hand side and from left hand side I can cancel this dx, dy, dz into dt term. So finally we get, now k is constant because it's a homogeneous, so all the value of thermal conductivity is constant. So I can take it out from derivation. I can write k into del x of del t by del x plus k into del y of del t by del y plus k into del z of del t by del z plus Qg equals to rho into C del t by del t. Now if I take this k common from left hand side, so it comes K within bracket del 2t by del x2 double derivative plus del 2t by del y2 plus del 2t by del z2 plus qg divided by K equals to rho into C into del t by del t. So now this K, if we take in the right hand side, so it becomes del 2t by del x2 plus del 2t by del y2 plus del 2t by del z2 plus qg by K equals to rho C by K into del t by del t. And this rho C by K we can write in some other way. So what is this? I can write that alpha equals to thermal diffusivity, and the value of thermal diffusivity alpha is K by rho Cp or kappa by rho Cp. Okay, kappa by rho C or K by rho C. So you see here rho C by K is given. So in place of rho C by K, I can replace it with 1 by alpha. Okay, so I can write del 2t by del x2 plus del 2t by del y2 plus del 2t by del z2 plus qg by K equals to 1 by alpha del t by del t. So here alpha is what? Alpha is nothing but the how quickly heat propagates through material. So we can write heat conducted by heat stored is nothing but alpha or thermal diffusivity in meter square per second unit. So now finally we get the equation. First equation is Fourier-Biot equation, that is a three-dimensional with heat generation and unsteady state. The equation is del 2t by del x2 plus del 2t by del y2 plus del 2t by del z2 plus qg by K equals to 1 by alpha del t by del t. Now if three-dimensional but no heat generation, then we can write the formula del 2t by del x2 plus del 2t by del y2 plus del 2t by del z2 plus, now qg is 0, so no need to write, equals to 1 by alpha del t by del t. And this equation is known as diffusion equation. Next, we can write the same thing if steady state but there is no heat generation, then we can write this equation as del 2t by del x2 plus del t by del z2 equals to 0, and this equation is Poisson equation. And the last one, if steady state, no heat generation and one dimensional, then we can write del 2t by del x2 equals to 0, and this equation is known as Laplace equation. And same way we can write the general heat conduction in cylindrical coordinate, and same way we can write the general heat conduction equation in spherical coordinate. So this all we discussed here. Now we'd like to finish the class. So before I finish, we discussed about heat, we discussed about temperature, we discussed about three modes of heat transfer: conduction, convection and radiation. Conduction means solid medium, convection means liquid and gas mediums, and radiation means no medium. And in conductions right now we are studying. So in conduction we have seen there are mainly three objects: slab, cylinder and sphere. So first we discussed today general heat conduction equation for Cartesian coordinate, means for slab, general heat conduction equation for cylindrical coordinate, and general heat conduction equation for spherical coordinate. So these three we discussed, and we have seen several number of equations like Laplace equation, Poisson equation, diffusion equation or Fourier-Biot equation. Okay, so this is it then. Okay, thank you.